There was a house in a small neighborhood in Maryland that went overboard with Halloween decorations every year. Whenever the crisp fall air rolled in, the entire town would look forward to the unveiling of the new display. But no one ever really talked to the person who did the actual decorating. He was a loner. People only knew him for his Halloween spirit, and his decorations became grander and more lifelike every year. The newest one was a Vlad the Impaler theme, hyper-realistic. Bloodied mannequins were pierced through with wooden stakes and left to the crows in a gruesome display. It was the ultimate work of horror, so much so that it caused quite the controversy in the town. While some loved it, many of the local parents wanted it taken down for their children's sake, so a town official made the trip to the house soon after the unveiling to discuss the matter with the man who lived there. She knocked on the front door, but no answer. Knock, knock, but nothing. She rang the doorbell, but still nothing. It was then that the official realized there was a putrid smell in the yard and an unusual amount of bugs buzzing around for this time of year. She wandered over to one of the mannequins to get a closer look at the incredible craftsmanship. The smell got worse. She gagged and had to put her hand over her mouth. Her eyes went wide. The official put her trembling finger up to the doll and felt the soft, smooth, cold touch of human skin. After that, no one was able to locate the man who'd once lived there. Now, it is truly a haunted house. Two sisters were at home while their parents were out at an event one evening. They stayed up late, talking and telling stories in the older sister's room. Suddenly, their conversation was interrupted by the sound of loud music. They looked at each other, confused and unsure of where the music could be coming from. The older sister got out of bed and began walking down the hallway. It sounded like the music was coming from their parents' room. She peered into the dark room and saw her father's laptop open and its screen on, music blaring. And right then, the music stopped. Scared, the girl ran back to her room, where her younger sister was waiting on the bed. Frightened, she shut the bedroom door behind her and got back under the covers, holding her little sister tight. They heard slow, heavy footsteps one after another, heading toward their end of the hall. When the footsteps stopped, boom, boom, boom. 3 hard knocks on the bedroom door. No one came in, but they certainly didn't try to leave the room for the rest of the night. An executive went on a business trip for her company. When she arrived at the hotel, she got the keycard for her room, 213, and went straight up. She was exhausted and couldn't wait to sit down, but her keycard didn't work. She went down to complain to the front desk and promptly got a new card. That one didn't work either. Just as she was storming off to go back to the lobby, the door to her room creaked open. A little boy had opened the door, and he was standing in the dark. She went to the front desk again. "There's another family in my room," she said to the man. "No, that's impossible," he said. "No one has checked in but you. You just might find an apparition at one of these haunted hotels and end up with some spooky stories of your own." The carnival came to town every summer, and this year was no different. But Charlie had just started working there, so he didn't know what the rest of the workers knew about the Ferris wheel he was in charge of operating. The first night of the carnival was bustling with people, but as it came time to close, it was practically a ghost town. However, there was one boy who showed up at the last minute. "One for the Ferris wheel, please," the boy said, giving Charlie a ticket. Charlie looked around. "Where are your parents?" he asked the little boy. The boy just took his seat and didn't answer. Unsure of what to do, he let the boy go on the ride. But when the ride was over, the boy was no longer in his seat. Charlie ran to his boss to tell him the story. The boss casually said, "Oh, that's Thomas." He handed Charlie the clipping from an old newspaper. It had the boy's picture and the headline, "Boy Falls from Ferris Wheel, 8 years old." These are the most haunted places in America, according to paranormal experts. One night, a group of adults was having a dinner party. There were 6 of them, and they had all just taken their seats when they heard an unexpected knock at the door. The woman hosting the dinner party opened the door to see who it could possibly be, but no one was there. "Somebody must have realized they had the wrong address," she explained to her guests. But when they all turned their attention back to the table, there was a 7th plate set. "Was that there before?" one of the men asked. "I must have set an extra place by mistake," said the hostess. She took it back to the kitchen, but when she returned, another plate was there, this time with a glass next to it. The other guests had been talking amongst themselves and hadn't seen anything strange. But when they realized what had happened, they were shocked and didn't know what to do. At this point, they figured the best strategy was to play along, so they filled the empty glass and plate so as not to upset their mysterious uninvited party guest. While you might not get your very own ghost to show up, these Halloween party ideas will make for a scary good time.